Hi, it is June 10th at 11:30 p.m. and my name is Mary Lou. So you can call me Mary, but not very many people do. I've always gone always gone by Lou. So for the few years I live in Texas, I lived in Texas. Those people knew me as Mary Lou. So there's a big group of them that do, because I knew a lot of people in Perryton. My granddaughter was up visiting me, and I was delivering pizza, and I had made it okay that she drove with me because it was my car. And then, I mean, here she is. I don't get to ever see her, so she came to see me. So I took her with me at one night delivering pizza. Anyway, and then she was with me during the day, and we'd walk around and all that. So she's, Grandma, you know too many people. And she's right, I did. In other words, it wasn't a bad thing. It's so for when you're trying to spend time with your family that you haven't seen forever, and everywhere you go someone wants to talk to you, that's nice. But she wanted to spend time with me, and every time she turned around I was talking to somebody else, and then somebody else, and then somebody else. And I sold I sold Avon there for 7 years. I delivered pizza for 7 years. And I worked for my dad previous to that for 7 years. So that's three sevens. I wonder what's that. Anyway, it was nice that I got to carry her with me. Because otherwise, I guess I would have had to stay home. Because you got to decide what's most important. Especially if someone will work your shifts, you don't have to go work. But if you need the money, then you have to go work. So I've always needed the money. But yeah, if I didn't need the money, I would have stayed home and visited with my granddaughter. Sweet little girl. She's 29. I think she's still 29. Her birthday's in September. September 27th, I believe. And Jessica, my daughter, her birthday is August 23rd. That's about all I remember. I can't remember everybody else's birthdays. I'm really bad. So that's my daughter and my firstborn grandchild. And then Facebook always told me when everybody's having a birthday. And now I don't have all my stuff because someone else got my Facebook page. I don't know how to get to the right people to get that fixed. They know, because I'll go to Facebook and it'll show two pictures of me, one from each profile. And it wants to know if I want to be friends with this other one. Well, actually, no. That's what happens in the feed. But when I go to get on and it shows it says, which account do you want? But then I have to give a password. And the people who took my page changed my phone number and my password. I can't get into it. Any old who. It's just kind of funny. There it is. Both profiles with my pictures, a different picture, but they know who it is because they brought it up. And then they send me these things. Do you want to be friends with this person? On my news feed, how they'll suggest friends. You have so many mutual friends. It's not funny. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on your Facebook account, isn't there? Pictures that go back to who knows when. Memories that they keep showing you every day. and whose birthday it is and all like that stuff, and anniversaries. I mean, Facebook has shown me, it shows you memories day by day by day. So when it's your anniversary, you know, that's where you see these memories. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, is it? Okay. I gave you the date and I started rambling. I don't even know what I've told you. But I'll give you an update on my Papa Bear, okay? Dad is doing better. I hope that continues. They're trying to get him in a rehab center, and he's got one that he wants. They're just waiting for approval. And I talked to the people over there today, and she said that they have reserved a room for him. I mean, a single, so he has a private room, but they fill up fast. So she's trying to hold on to that. But otherwise, he might have to have two. But that's okay. Dad said he'll take two. It's just that it'd be nice if we could go and visit him in private. So, if possible, that's what's going to happen. Now I am sweating to death. I need to open the door. I took my fan in my bedroom. If I open the door, the bugs are going to come in. But I got to have some air. Okay, so I got Dog Star songs playing in my head. But I did just get through listening to a bunch of them. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm hot. Yeah, so they got some good music. And then they've got some other music I'm not totally thrilled with, you know, but it's just not my style. I really loved their album that they did this last summer. And I didn't even know they existed, okay? I did not know. So far in the dark ages. But nevertheless, I really like what they did this last year. Somewhere Between the Power Lines, I believe is the name of it, the album. And they actually made an album, different colored albums. But I love each and every song on it. So, fast forward, they're doing some different music now, and I'm not knowing. It's, like I said, not my style. But a lot of people are liking it, so, I mean, got to appeal to everybody, right? I just need to go back and research their other stuff. But I'll just be happy with that album and not worry about it. Because there's a whole lot of music to listen to out there. However, it does stick in my head. Sometimes I wake up and my head's singing it. It's not me. It's like a recording. It's a recording going on in my head. But that's a good gift as long as you like what's in there. Yeah, I must like it or it can't be there. I don't want it to be there. Don't be rattling my brain. I am trying, guys. I know I talk too much, but I have my top teeth in. So maybe my lip won't look so bad. But I got to figure out the bottom. But I will at least endeavor to wear the top for videos. I think I look a lot better. You're right. So, I had a friend give me a suggestion. I liked his suggestion, really. But I don't know how I'd go about doing that. There's a whole lot of things I'd like to do that are for everybody, but whoever. And he said that maybe I should do like a prayer a day. I hadn't thought about that. We could pray together. It's a thought. I don't know that I'm not good at keeping schedules. Okay, so like if I was to have a channel that came on every day at a certain time, I don't know that I could do that. I fly by the seat of my pants. That's just the way it is. Okay, and I have to try to make my content valuable. And I have tried, but I know I just meander on. I like to talk. And sometimes I'm sure I must be boring. Because you must be careful, I guess, what you say. So I have to figure out a way to tell my stories of the past without anybody's names. And I don't know how to do that. But you must. You must. Anyway, I want to read, but I don't want to read. Reading is not my forte. So what I should do is just introduce you to some stuff. Maybe read the synopsis and tell you where to find it. And you guys go get it. Because, like I've told you before, that app will read it to you. But getting it done is another story. And I know, long time ago, I'm going to go back to the Book of Mormon. That's always going to be the case, guys, okay? But a long time ago, I would mark Book of Mormons with highlighter pens and with red ink and all these different things. And I also did a treasure hunt. I need one of those books back, guys. I got a feeling that my template, you would call it, because I had one that was all done. And then I would copy it into a bunch of other books. I would mark Book of Mormons, and I would tell them to go on a treasure hunt. And you follow the markings in the book. So like at the very, very beginning, you have something highlighted, and down at the bottom, you draw an arrow to the next page. Or you'll draw an arrow, and then you'll tell them to go to page so-and-so. Page 2, page 10, page 30, whatever. On through the whole book. And then on that page, you would find something marked that was really good. And then at the bottom, it would tell you to either turn the page over or to go to another page. But that way, you were finding the meat. I like to go for the meat. And there's some wonderful things in the scriptures that you're never going to find. If you don't endeavor, you're not going to find them. They're like these little jewels hidden in the middle, and they don't have anything to stand out. They're just words, they're just typed words. And if you don't read, then you're not going to see them. That's all there is to that. And I wish I had that book. And I'm not sure if mine is in a shed that's been there for 10 years. And then the front's all rotted off, so it's wet in there. So, my stuff is ruined, my books. I had a box of Book of Mormons in the front, but I tried to save the template. And I wished I had that, because it was pretty cool. So what I've done is told you a few of the scriptures that I like, and I'm sure I don't know where all the other ones are, but I'm just going to have to do some reading. But it's amazing, people. I grew up in the church. We studied the Book of Mormon. We studied the Bible. We studied the Pearl of Great Price, and we studied the Doctrine and Covenants. And that was probably right along with church history, because the Doctrine and Covenants are revelations that were given to Joseph Smith, sometimes along with Oliver Cowdery or with other people. I'm thinking Oliver Cowdery was the scribe. Joseph did the translating, and Oliver Cowdery, if I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's him, did the writing, wrote it down as Joseph read it. What was the reason I said that? I don't know. I go following paths and then I can't get back to where I started. I eventually get back there. I only started out talking about that suggestion from my friend. It is a good one. And what I found in the past is a lot of people don't know how to pray. So even just praying one time, or like praying for my father, or for myself with my cancer. But a daily prayer, because they say, you know, you should pray in the morning when you get up, and you should pray at night before you go to bed. Now, I don't do those things. I pray all the time. But I have been trying to pray at night and trying to get on my knees, because I don't do that. I usually lay down on my pillow. If I remember to pray, you know, then I'm praying there and I fall asleep while I'm praying. So that's very disrespectful in some ways, you know. I also use it as a peaceful way to go to sleep. Say a prayer while you're laying there and talk to your Father in heaven. Thank Him for your blessings. Tell Him your troubles, and He already knows them. Ask for blessings, not wealth and fame. I don't know why anybody would want fame. Talk about not having a life of your own. There comes a time when you need a life of your own. Anyway, so that's a thought. If you guys have any thoughts you want to put in the comments, let me know. I don't always check, and this last week's been crazy, okay? But I do try to go back to my old email, and I just scroll down looking for YouTube comments. But it's been a crazy week, okay? And I've made videos, but then sometimes I say things in the video, so I was like, okay, I don't think I should put that on there. I'm a little bit on the blunt side sometimes, and I might regret that one day. But probably regret that a lot of days. But nevertheless, I'm talking about the past, okay? People don't know how to... It's not even that they don't know how to take you, but it is true, they do take you wrong a lot. They don't understand what you mean, and they get offensive. I remember doing that to my mother, meaning you're on the offensive, so you feel like you gotta defend yourself. That's defensive. Defend yourself. So, but I do remember that. I would go way off in left field talking to my mother. Probably taking what she said wrong, or maybe taking it right and not liking it. And then, you know, when your daughter does that to you, you recognize it right away. Or when other people do it too, because a lot of people, I mean, like there was family here this last weekend. And I haven't seen them in forever, okay? And it's my sister's kids. And I would be looking at somebody and she'd say, "What?" Going, "I'm just looking at you." I'm going, "What's the deal?" What did I say to her? I said, "Are you feeling guilty or something?" Because I just looked at you, that's all. But that's what people do. They misread. You know, even just to look at somebody. What? I'm just looking. Anyway, she's a beautiful young lady if she happens to see this. Nevertheless. Oh. I do. I started to do an update on Papa Bear. Okay. He is doing better. He is doing better. He's not as voiceful about hurting. He is when they go hurting him, though. So I have to leave when they do that. Poor Papa Bear. But yeah, we step out and we go for a walk. Nevertheless, tomorrow or the next day, when they get approval, and she said it does take a little bit longer because it is for longer long-term care, but I don't know that that's what she said, okay? They're just getting things in place to see what he needs and what his copays will be and all that stuff. So we'll hope and pray that they get Dad up. And they've had Dad up. They have been doing the therapy, and they got him out of the bed and into the chair, walked to the chair. And the room has been a disaster ever since everybody left, because they're just throwing everything over there on that bench where we were sitting and watching TV, and we had to have a place to sit, place to be. But now there's a walker in the middle of the room, and the recliner that was over there by where we were has been moved to the side of the bed, and they did get Dad in it. I was so shocked that I came in and saw Dad in the recliner and not in his hospital bed. So that was really cool. Really cool. I heard him moan and groan when his pain pills were about up, but it wasn't real bad. Okay, it was a lot lighter. So I got good feelings. Especially a few of you people out there have commented, which has made me feel better. Somebody's grandparent, I don't know if it was a male or a female, had a hip replacement, and they did really well. And somebody else said that they usually, for a surgery like that, they do kind of put you way drugged out so that you're almost in a coma for healing and stuff, and for managing the pain, I'm sure. So that's good to know. Anyway, I was just real concerned about Papa Bear, and I think he's doing better. So I'm not feeling as hopeless as I was feeling, because he didn't look good to me at all. All white. I mean, real white. His nose was blue, like he's not getting oxygen and stuff. And he does have bad circulation, so I'm sure that was the case. But they did have oxygen in his nose, but it kept trying to pull out. Anyway, I'm sure he's given them their money's worth. They're earning their money. They're earning their money taking care of Papa Bear, but he is doing better. And he was real nice to the nurses and let them know when they did real good. That is what you need to do. You let people know when they do good. Don't just let them know when they did bad. A lot of times that's what it feels like. No one sees all the good you did. All they see is that one time you made a mistake. One time you messed up. One time you were human, okay? Because you can't be perfect all the time. And I need to remember that too. You can't. You need to know that people don't always mean what they say. Sometimes they're spouting off. Shouldn't do that, but it's real hard to control yourself. Even at this age, it is hard for me to control myself. However, I do really good. I think I do really good. Anyway, it's past my bedtime. I should go to bed. A while back I set a sleep time for 11 o'clock, and I thought that was early because I always stay up late, but I can see that I need sleep. I don't look good when I haven't had sleep for days. I need to do something about my circles and stuff, but even that right there does not look bad compared to when I haven't had sleep. There was some times I wasn't getting sleep. So I must do better. And I have decided that I'm going to get some, when I sold Avon, they had a really nice skincare line, okay? It was called Anew, A-N-E-W. And they had a cream that was an exfoliator, and that's what I need. I need to get rid of some dead skin, and that should take care of that sallow look. You know, I can see a little rosy, even though I can't see right now. But it seems like I've got a little sun, and I haven't been out in the sun, so for a teeny bit, just a teeny bit, because I've been detained. But I did walk a little bit at the hospital outside, but I wasn't in the sun very long. I was in the shade. So I don't know. But I do know I was thinking about that. Last summer, I was laying out and getting some sun. And all of a sudden, I had a beautiful, beautiful rosy glow about my face. Just a little bit of sun. And I look so much better. I do not look good with a sallow face. I don't think anybody does. But anyway, so I'm going to have to get out there and get me some sunshine, even just a little bit. But I'm so hot I'm just hot all the time. I need to get on that regimen. I got to make sure I'm, like the gabapentin is supposed to help with the sweats. And so it might take a little while for it to get in my system. And I think I should so I'm not consistent. That's the deal. Not consistent. And it's hard for me to make myself go to bed. I've been alone. I've lived alone an awful long time. I was alone probably 22 years. I tried not to have a relationship when I was raising my daughter. However, that was probably one of those bad decisions. I don't know. Because no matter what, there's always the opposite sex around. Okay? Because you don't have your man, so you know you can't help but be looking. I mean, that's the way it used to be. That was a long time ago. But I was definitely hot to trot. I saw something I liked, I let him know it. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, that was unnecessary. But it's the truth. I think we all know that. I mean, that's what everything's all about. That's why all the advertisements are so sexual. That's why the movies are so sexual, because that's what everybody wants. But you know, there's a whole bunch of people who want God-like movies and happy, loving family movies with morals. Not what you see out there. I just am amazed at how far we've come. I can remember, I don't know when it was or anything, but you know, in other words, the standards they let you, they get you used to a little bit at a time, and pretty soon everything goes. Not cool. Really, it's not. We should not be training our children to have sex. And that's what they see on TV. How many people don't have HBO and all those different things that show a lot? And then they leave it on because they don't think there's anything wrong with their kids watching it. How crazy are you? Train them up to get in trouble. Train them up to go. What happens when you have sex, people? I mean, if you're not on birth control, and if you're not too old, you know, that you're going through menopause or whatever. That is the way we make babies. Human beings with personalities and all kinds of things that go with that a child as it grows up, even from in the womb, okay? Don't know why I went there either. I really don't. Just let it pop out. Making myself go to bed on time. My goodness, that's one of the things I started. Self-discipline, I don't have a lot of it. We need self-discipline. That's funny. because I really don't have it. Make yourself a list. Dad used to always, I mean, he ran a propane company and he ran other propane companies besides his. But he always had, it seems like 7, maybe it was just 5. I wonder if he gave the weekend a rest. But he made lists. Before he went to bed at night, he made lists of everything that needed to be done the next day or that he wanted to do the next day. And then those things that did not get accomplished went on to the next. He had 5 legal pads. You know what I'm talking about? The long, tall legal pads he would write lists on. And so they were always changing because whatever he didn't get done went to the next list. Anyways, what is it they say? Here's an expression. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's a good one. That's a good one. And it's the truth. By the time I've gone to bed and gone to sleep the next morning, I mean, the night before I had all these ideas of what I wanted to do. Then the next morning I've slept. I've been a million miles away from myself. Who knows? And then I just let it go and don't do it. So no, it's not a good idea. I need to take after Dad in that regret. Respect. Okay. Take after my dad in that respect so that I get something done. I do have a lot I need to do. And calling that dentist, I don't even want to mess with these teeth. But I do like looking better. I must say, I do like looking better. But it's hard to eat. I can't eat. I'd rather eat with just no teeth than have to worry about eating with teeth. I got itchy. But I should go to bed so I can go to sleep, huh? That's just not so easy to do. Especially all the years, all kinds of years of going to bed late and then getting up for work. Going to bed 2 o'clock in the morning and then getting up by 7. And sometimes getting to a job by 7. So it's not really good for you to go without sleep, and it's not good for you to set your internal clock, because that's what you're doing. I mean, after you've worked a job so many years and you've gotten up real early, and then you retire, you can't sleep in. That's what I was trying to say. You can't sleep in because your clock says wake up, just like a rooster's crowing in your head. Maybe not that much, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I should go. We're at 33:17. Maybe I should stop it at 33:33. So I'm going to say goodnight, guys. I know, isn't that silly? But I was going to do that anyway. Sweet dreams, people.